All right, welcome to today's class. So the topic today is execution phase of corrective maintenance. So apparently we've looked at all these steps in corrective maintenance: notification, planning, control. In our last class, we looked at control phase. And today we'll look at execution, and then we'll wrap it with completion phase, which we'll do in our next class. Then we'll move from corrective to preventive maintenance. All right, so execution of maintenance task. This lesson shows the execution phase in corrective maintenance cycle. So this include strictly from system technical perspective, the withdrawal of materials required. So basically that's just what happened. That's the system technical thing that happens during execution. Else, execution is a physical um, intervention on an equipment. So from system perspective, what we do during execution is we withdraw material. Basically, that's just what we do during execution from system perspective. And once material is withdrawn, the maintenance team mobilize to site and carry out their repair, their replacement, or their maintenance or servicing. So that is strictly outside SAP. So the only thing that happens in the system is just the material withdrawal. You must first withdraw the required materials when performing a maintenance task. So both planned withdrawal, the material was previously planned in work order, and unplanned withdrawal can be executed. So in this case, we have two types of withdrawal: planned withdrawal and unplanned withdrawal. So for planned withdrawal, the material was previously planned in the work order. So when we're doing planning phase, material was planned in the work order. Then there's another withdrawal, kind of withdrawal, where the material was not necessarily planned in the work order, but in the course of the job, or in the course of mobilizing your tools to site, you discover that there's more material that you also need, and you can also withdraw without referencing the work order. Material withdrawal. Manual workers withdraw materials from the warehouse to perform maintenance task. Just 1 second, let me um, okay, so I'm back. So manual workers withdraw materials from the warehouse to perform maintenance task. There are two types of withdrawal. You can make a planned withdrawal of stock material. You can make an unplanned withdrawal of stock material. So materials can also be procured externally. So for non-stock items, for non-stock items, we don't store them in the warehouse. So if for any reason you require a material that is, or maybe you ordered a material which happens to be a non-stock, then like I explained before, it will generate a PR, and the PR will be converted to a PO. The PO will be issued to a vendor who will supply the material. And this time around, when the material is received um, in-house, it does not go to the warehouse, it goes straight to site. So goods movement, so the whole process of material reception and material withdrawal is called goods movement. So the goods movement for maintenance order are displayed in document flow of the work order. So in the work order, there's somewhere you can see the goods movement. The material wear use list using IW13 lets you check which withdrawals for materials were planned and which are unplanned. So this report using IW13. So basically this is going to be a short course in terms of theory. So we'll be going into the system to do more of the practicals. So first of all, let's try to we'll use IW38 to search for the work orders we created under Mac. So all the work orders were created under Mac. So we'll look for the one that has materials planned. Of course, if you want to easily know which ones have material planned, then you need to add a new field called status system status. Yeah. So I double click, it moves to the left, and then yeah. So here you can see clearly that this work order does not have material because there's a status here and mat. So this very work order does not have. This one has material. So let's see the material in this one. It happens to be open somewhere. So because it's open, I cannot open it again. So let me close it. All right, so let me double click on this one. So you can see this one because of this nmat. Nmat means no material requested. So you can see there's no material. But this one does not have nmat. So it means it has material, right? So these are the two materials in question. So one of the material, this sling, is a non-stock material, while this second one is a stock material. So you can see here also that the document generated is a purchase requisition, while here is a reservation. And if you come to general data, you will see that for the one with item category N, there is a new tab here called purchasing tab, which you will see the purchase requisition. But if we move next, the second one, that is L, does not have purchasing view because it is a stock item. No need to purchase it. Okay, so let's first of all see the stock value of this material. There are two ways. If you like, you double click on this material, you go to environment stock overview. You see that this currently the stock quantity is 0 because unrestricted use here means that is 0. Let me take opportunity to explain these stock types. When this column here, unrestricted use, is only when material is available. So whatever quantity that is here against the plant and storage location, you see storage location is hierarchical. You will know that the material is available in what storage location. Quality inspection means that there are some materials that are subject to quality inspection. So if a material is subject to quality inspection, whenever the material is received in the warehouse, it first of all will register in quality inspection. So the inspection guys will inspect the material before they will post it here. So when the material is here, it means you can't consume it. Reserve here means that this is the quantity that work orders have reserved. And currently in our work order, we have reserved 2 quantity of this material. A received reservation here also means that this reserved quantity is received and with reference to the reservation number generated. On order here means that there's a purchase order that is currently open to supply the material. Order is created in respect of that material. Then the quantity that is existing in the purchase order will be registered here. So you know that, okay, this material is not available, but there's a PO. So this consignment order, this is another um, um, kind of store where you are belonging to a vendor in your premises. So there's this material management process that is called consignment. So when you have a consignment item, it is stored here. So a vendor will come and store some materials in your premises, in the premises of the company, and those quantities will be to separate the company's material from the consignment. So when the company needs it, the company just pick it from the consignment store. And once they pick it, they now raise a consignment purchase order and pay the vendor. Okay, but the most important thing here now is this unrestricted use. Meaning for us to be able to withdraw material, there must be some quantity available. So you can check stock of material by double clicking it from here, going into the master data of the material. Then from here, environment stock overview. Then there's a dedicated transaction code that you can also use. The transaction code is MMBE. Sorry, MMBE. Mama Bravo Elephant. MMBE. So when you run MMBE, you enter the material number here. Sorry, let me get the material number. 2076. So 2076. You can run this report and it takes you here. Exactly the same thing. So you can run it by storage location. If you want to check specifically in the particular storage location, enter the storage location and it will go straight to that storage location. So at the moment, the material doesn't exist anywhere. Okay, so I haven't confirmed that in the warehouse, we don't have this material available. So we're going to quickly just do a small process to bring in this material. So we'll assume that procurement guys notice that this material is not available and they want to raise a purchase order so that they can ensure that this material is available for maintenance guys to consume it. So this is on the side, but it could be helpful. So to create a purchase order, ME21N, this is a create purchase order platform. This is your material. You enter your material number 2076, I guess. 2076. So once you enter the material number, you press enter and it will bring the description of the material is jack. Then you enter the vendor. There are a lot of procurement processes that in real sense will take place before you get to this stage. There's something called bidding, RFQ, request for quotation from different vendors. So you will now enter their quotation in the system and system will select the best quotation. These are purely processes. So system will automatically identify the best deal. Then you will now use that vendor to raise a purchase order. And sometimes you start this process with a purchase requisition. So because you need this material, the user department will raise a purchase requisition, which That purchase requisition will be converted to an RFQ and then sent to vendors. Vendors will now send their quote. You enter quote in the system, then you select the best vendor, then you issue a purchase order. So in this case, we're jumping all those steps. We're creating the purchase order directly, and we're assuming that this vendor is the one that won the bid. So we enter vendor 1035 here, and then we'll press enter. The vendor BH. So here is you enter the organizational levels in purchasing organization, purchase group, company code. Currently, you have a red light here telling you that the information you need to enter is not yet complete. So system will be telling you what you need to enter next here. So we enter the plant 1000. System say enter the net price. So the price, the unit price of this material, let's say is 100 euro. Then system is saying enter, okay, price is here. This is quantity actually. So the price is here, says 100 euro, and then quantity of 100. That's what we want to buy from the vendor. So we can as well enter the storage location 005. Okay, 0005, yeah. Let me let someone in. Okay. So you can also enter the storage location because this is where you will store the material. So once you procure this material and you receive it, it goes straight into that storage location. So you have to provide a plant and the storage location. In one plant, you can have multiple storage locations. So you decide at this point which storage location you want to store it when the vendor supplies it. So now the red light, the red flag turns to amber, meaning that everything is okay with this PO. So you can click on check to check if everything is fine. If everything is fine, system will say no messages issued during check. And then you can post this PO by saving it. And system will generate a purchase requisition number right here. So in some processes, core processes, your purchase order will be subjected to approval. So some top management will approve the purchase order, and then you can go back into this purchase order like this, and then you can preview it and you see that this is your purchase order, and it is for this vendor, Summer GmbH, and the material in question is this 100 pieces of it for 100 euro, 100 pieces for 100 euro. Total is this. So this is you print this and you give to a vendor, and once you give a vendor this document, it means you have engaged the vendor. This is a legal document. It means you have engaged the vendor to supply that material. So because this material is not yet supplied, if you come to status, you'll see that here is the total value is 10,000 euro. And is this 10,000? And the value still pending delivery is still 10,000, and currently under delivered is 0. So once you deliver, you now see the 10,000 will reflect here. Okay, so I'll take note of our purchase order now. This is our purchase order. So we'll assume that the vendor has delivered, has sourced the material and has brought it. So you need to now receive this material into your warehouse. So these are still processes, but we are doing this just to ensure that we have a quantity in the warehouse so we can withdraw. So there's a transaction code to receive material in the warehouse. It's called MyGo. So now what we are doing is we are posting goods receipt for this reference to this purchase order. We reference to the purchase order. So you get the purchase order number and you go to the transaction and select goods receipts. Then when you select goods receipts, you see the different documents you can reference. So we're referencing purchase order this time around, and we'll enter our purchase order number and press enter. Once you press enter, system will search and bring the material in the purchase order and table it here. So there are a lot of other things here that may be worthy of explaining, but these are purely MM process, like the movement type. Movement type 101 is the movement type that is responsible for goods received. Then again, down here, you will see the material number which you are posting, goods received, the quantity you are posting. You can adjust the quantity here in case instead of 100, the vendor was only able to get 50. You can adjust it here and receive 50. For example, if I enter 50 here now, where is it going to? It's going to this plant and this storage location because we entered it in the purchase order already, so system has sensed it. Which movement type is it using? It's using 101 and it's incremental because it's positive here. It's increasing the stock level. And which stock type? Unrestricted. You have different stock types here, but the default one that works with this movement type is unrestricted. So it means that this quantity is going into unrestricted use. Goods recipient, you can enter who is receiving this material. Unloading points, you can enter maybe Port Harcourt or anywhere. So finally, remember we are posting 50 this time around. So we're posting half of it. So you need to just confirm that this material is okay by ticking this box. So once you press enter, it will tick here as well. So click on check to see if there's any problem with this. So it's telling you deficit of purchase order quantity by 50 pieces. This is normal because system have sensed that this purchase order you reference here has 100, but you are taking only 50. You're not taking the maximum quantity. So that's okay. We can take it like that as a warning. Then you post. Once you save, you are posting, or you can post with this post button. And system will post and generate a document number. This document number is saved in the system and is tied to this goods receipt. Okay, so immediately if you go back and check MMBE now on 2073 material in this plant and in this storage location, you will see that 50 pieces would have entered the warehouse. You see, 50 pieces. And again, there's this balance of 50 pieces inside the PO is showing here as well as on order. I told you that this stock is what? On order stock. So if you go back into the purchase order, let's go back into the purchase order. ME, so this time around to display purchase order is ME23N. I'm not being so detailed about this because this is not primarily what we want. The target is just to bring in some quantity in the warehouse. So if you go to status, out of these 10, 5 has been received because 50 pieces is received. Okay, so what is still left to be received is what? 5 in terms of value and 50 in terms of quantity. So you can still post another goods received on this purchase order. My go. Enter the purchase order again, press enter. So the system will bring automatically the balance of 50 that was remaining inside this purchase order. You can see the balance. So we'll do the same thing. Goods recipient is Paul. All those details and so on. If you still want to take less than 50, you can still take. So you tick this box here just to confirm that everything is okay with the material. You check now, so system will not bring any error again. You see, it said document is okay because the remaining balance of 50 in the purchase order is what you are taking. So if you post now, it will generate another document, and all these documents are saving in the system in case just for history, so that you can know that this is how the material comes in. So there's another document, and all these documents I can check all of them. There's the transaction code MB51. So if I run a history on this material, the goods movement on this material, those document numbers that are generated, I will see them here. You can see them here. You see this one brought in 50. This one brought in 50. If I do goods issue, the system will now also create new documents here. So let's go and now do the main business of today, which is this goods issue. So we are in execution phase. Remember when we're talking about control phase, we talk about printing of how do you call it, job printing of shop papers. So a shop paper you have to print um how do you call it, picking list or goods issue note. You can print it, take it to the warehouse, and on that shop paper, let's go back to the shop paper, print order. On the shop paper, you will have some details that will be useful for the warehouse guy. So I will check this. Let me select material issue slip for 2020. So if I preview this shop paper, this is what we'll have on it. You have all the spare parts in this work order. These are the spare parts. You see the first one, sling. So the work order number itself will be on the shop paper. So the guy, the warehouse, what he needs is the materials you want in their quantities and the work order. So he will need this work order number to post the goods, the withdrawal. And if you are referencing a work order, meaning that these materials were planned already in the work order, so let's go and withdraw this material. We'll withdraw 50 pieces of this material. So withdrawal transaction is also my goal. And before I do this withdrawal, let me show you something, because the processes will be happening somewhere far from where the maintenance guys are, but the maintenance guy is able to track the progress of these things. Okay, like if I come here for this particular sling, one piece is what is requested, committed is 0, withdrawal is 0. You will see these quantities will show will change, especially in this withdrawal, the moment we post a withdrawal. If you go to the next one, the jack, one is requested, nothing has been withdrawn. Even if you withdraw in piecemeal, it will show the time you withdraw completely, it will tick this box as final withdrawal. What do I mean? If you first withdraw 50, it will not tick this box because what you plan is 100. So if you first withdraw 50, it will not tick this one until you withdraw the last one. Okay, so let's go back. Here we have one, unfortunately. We have just one piece. So we're going to withdraw just this one piece. And then we can do unplanned withdrawal subsequently. So the transaction code, the or the warehouse guys we use to withdraw is still the MyGo transaction. So this time around, the transaction they would select here is goods issue. So goods issue also has different documents you can reference. Reference document. If you bring your mouse here, you see that this is reference document. Okay, so you can reference material document. You can reference a work order. You cannot reference order, meaning you're not referencing anything, especially in case of unplanned. You can reference a purchase order. You can even reference a reservation. Also remember that this reservation, when we created our work order, it generated a reservation for us. So this reservation number can also be referenced. Our system will know the materials reserved under this reservation number. If you use the work order as well to reference, you will also see the same thing. So, but we are going to use our work order to reference as a reference document. And this is what? Pure planned withdrawal. So what is our work order number? This is our work order number. I'll copy it. Let me go outside the work order completely. I'll go outside the work order completely. Okay, so I can now go to my MyGo reference work order, this work order. So the moment I enter it, and you can see that the movement type has changed, because when we're bringing in the material, we reference to a PO, the movement type was 101. Now we're withdrawing, the movement type is 261. So because you are withdrawing. So when you press enter, system will bring in the only stock material in that work order. It's you will notice that there were two materials in that work order, but now system has brought only one. One because the other one is a non-stock. It has no business with withdrawal. It is not stored, so you can't withdraw it. Is outright purchase will be done on it, and it will be consumed directly at the work site. So this one that is a stock item is showing here with the quantity, right? So if you check here, you see the material here, you see the quantity. You can also modify the quantity you want to withdraw per time. And you want to withdraw this thing from storage location 005. Okay? Because that's the storage location where this material exists. Who is receiving this material? Paul. Unloading point PHC. If you have any text that you want to add here, you can add it. Withdrawal for repair of loader. So you can type anything there. So once you do that, you can do a check. Sorry, you need to confirm your withdrawal by ticking this. Then it will tick this place, check. Once you check, if there's no issue, it will say document okay. You say document is okay. Then you can post your withdrawal. You hit on post button or save to post. It will generate what? A material number. And then it will withdraw. So before the warehouse guys can take off that jack off the shelf, even if they have already taken it off the shelf and packed it, they have to come back to the system and post that withdrawal. Else, the quantity that will be issued out will not tally with what we have in the system. So if the warehouse guys issue this jack to somebody and fail to post it, the jack will be showing a quantity that is not tallying with what in the system. So whatever you do physically, you come back to do it. So the warehouse guys, upon receiving the um, shop paper issue slip, he posts this withdrawal with reference to the work order on it and issue this material physically to a driver who will drop it on site. So now that this withdrawal has been done, if you go back to the work order, you'll see that it will impact on the work order. So I'll open the work order. Great. So first, there's a status here, goods movement posted, GMPS, will be showing here. Second, if you go to the component, general data, and you go to the second material, which is the jack, you'll see that one has been withdrawn. So from your own maintenance standpoint, this is how you know that something has happened in the warehouse. And you see final issue is ticked because we actually ordered one and one is withdrawn. Also, there's something in the there's a button called document flow. Every transaction that is happening on this work order is showing here. You see? So this is the last document generated. This goes what? Receipt that is registered here. The purchase order that you created, the purchase requisition that was generated. Then this is for the non-stock material. Okay. Then for the stock material, the jack, that was the material number 2076. This is the notification. This is the work order. This is the purchase requisition. This is the purchase order. This is the goods issue, the GI, which we just did just now. Okay, so this document flow will show you all the documents generated for this work order. So now, if you go back to the store, to check stock level of that material, the 100 pieces would have reduced. So MMBE, enter the material number here, the plant and the storage location, you execute. So in unrestricted use, 100 has reduced by 1. If you post another withdrawal, it will continue to reduce. So now we have satisfied our work order, but there could be a scenario where in the course of doing this job, you plan for one, you withdrew one, but you discover that you need one more. So if you must withdraw now, you are going to do what is called unplanned withdrawal. Because this second quantity you are withdrawing, you didn't plan it. You didn't plan for it in the work order. But the system will allow you to do that withdrawal. So this time around, you will do the withdrawal without referencing any document. So let's come to our MyGo again. MyGo, we'll select goods issue. This time around, our reference will be order. And the moment you select order, it will not allow you to enter the reference document. And the movement type will also change. So this time around is goods issue for call center. So because you don't have any reference, you have to enter the material manually. You come to material and say, okay, material, I want to withdraw material 2076. Press enter, is the jack. The quantity you want to withdraw, you can even withdraw 50 this time, 50 pieces. Then where is it going to? Where are you withdrawing from? From plant 1000, storage location 003, 005. Recipient is Paul. Unloading Port Harcourt, and you can write anything unplanned withdrawal. Okay, so this withdrawal is negative, and this is the movement type. But the only thing you need to provide here is, because there must be an integration with finance. So when you were referencing a work order, the work order already is a cost element. And also, sorry, let me connect my charger. Are you with me? So there must be, when you are carrying out all these transactions, there must be a record in the accounting side of things. That's why when we're doing planned withdrawal, we reference a document which is a work order. Work order is a document. So all the costs, because as you are withdrawing this material, you're actually playing with the cost. You're consuming cost. So in fact, you will see that current, because we have done withdrawal, your actual cost will be posted. You see actual cost now is posted. This is consumption cost. This is planned cost. Okay. So you plan this this cost. This is the one you have consumed. This is the actual cost. So this will only post if there is a withdrawal. So in maintenance, consumption happens at the point of withdrawal. So once you withdraw your material, it means you have consumed it. Whether you have utilized it for the job or not is in the system. From system perspective, the material is consumed. That's why once the material is withdrawn, is trackable. You can track it through your work order. You see, okay, this is our work order. You can flow the document. You will see the goods issue document. You can even double click on it to dig deep to know who posted this goods issue and all of that. So because the moment it's posted, you need to follow up, okay, for this material to reach your table. So you can track it. Okay, you can track this document. Again, I showed you another transaction, MB51, MB51, right? This MB51, if you run it against this, you will see there will be three documents now. Two for inflow, when you brought in the first 50, the second 50, and the third document for withdrawal. You see minus. So this is the document number for your withdrawal. You can open the document number by double clicking on it. So once you double click on it, you can track who posted this. You see the guy who entered by Paul. So you begin to ask him questions. Where is this? And you will see the finance documents that are generated as a result of this posting. So this in the finance side means a lot, and it is somehow aggregating the cost of consumption by the maintenance team in the financial books. Okay, that's another model completely. So what is our work order? Yeah. So you can track it because the moment is posted out, it has become your consumption. So you need to ensure that it gets to you so you can do the job. So we want to post this time around unplanned. So the only thing you need to provide here is account assignment element. When we reference it, system automatically utilize the account assignment from the work order. Like if you open the work order, you come to I think location, you will see cost center here. So the whatever cost center that is here, system can use it to, you know, post it as post it in favor of this cost center. Our work order itself can serve as a cost collecting element. So the cost on the work order can also be traced uh, uh, by management. You can also trace what maintenance team is consuming using the work order number. Finance will trace that using the cost center. That's why when you are creating your technical object, there's a place to enter cost center, so that when the technical object is utilized in the work order, it comes with this cost center. But this, unfortunately, we didn't update the cost center field. So I'll go to location and you see it. It's empty. Where is it? Okay. It's updated. So normally it should it's supposed to update here automatically. I can't tell why it didn't update here automatically. Yeah, so but that's the essence of it. Once you utilize it in your, or maybe because it's not in the equipment, let's see. Okay, yeah, equipment is empty. So that's probably why it didn't update. So um so the way you're posting unplanned withdrawal, you need to provide the cost center, the accounting elements, right? And you can search in an organization, uh, every department or every unit will have their cost center, and there will be a GL account dedicated for also this kind of activity. So let me just enter this GL account and cost center, maybe 4100. Great. So that's because I know already this GL accounts. But in a real life, finance people will create different GL accounts. You will see them here, and they'll title them the way you will pick the right one. If it's GL account for maintenance consumptions, you just see the title here and you pick it. This is purely coming from finance. Also the cost center, all the departments, if I search, I will see cost center for procurement, cost center for finance, human resource, for maintenance. So I will pick the right cost center for maintenance. Let's assume is this. Okay. So now I will check and post this unplanned. So there's an error. GL account does not exist in the chart of account. Okay, so that's because we don't even know the right GL account to select in this case. I don't even know the chart of accounts to select in this case. Well, let's check. Um, all right, so this one works. So we can post this unplanned withdrawal. You can see it's not referencing anything, but system will generate a document. And let's quickly go to the document, the goods movement document. So MB51 again. If I run this time around, you will see the fourth document generated. So this is the fourth document generated. And you see all of them have their movement types. When it was goods receipt, the movement type was 101, 50 pieces. Another 50 pieces, movement type 101, the green. Then we posted a planned withdrawal with movement type 201. And this time we posted an unplanned with, no, sorry, this is 261 is planned and 201 is unplanned. So the 50 is unplanned withdrawal. So you can see the document now. So if you go to check the quantity remaining with MMBE, you will see that only 49 is remaining. Okay, 49 is remaining. So after this, you can now get your materials to location and carry out your physical execution. And then you enter the completion phase of your corrective maintenance. So under execution, basically, this is what we normally do. Any question? Any question?
Any question? No questions from me,
Is
Mr.
it
Cole.
is it clear?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So
Might
and I'm
just
sure
have
if
to.
yeah, you
I
have to
might just
play
have
back
to
the
wait for
video.
back. Yeah, because of the stuff. Just
Okay,
to.
yes. Yeah. So the stuff is another module completely. So that's why I was just being very brief about it. For PM guys, what you just need to know is that this phase, what happens here is material withdrawal. You print your how do you call it? Shop paper and to take it to the warehouse to withdraw your material. So all the withdrawal processes will be done by the warehouse team, which is part of At the end of the day, your material will come to you and you will just go and physically do the execution. Okay, so all you just need to know is that, okay, when I withdraw my material, how does it tell on my work order? My work order shows the quantity withdrawn, so I can easily track. So this is a non-stock item, so it will definitely not be withdrawn. The jack is a stock item, and you can see the quantity withdrawn. And this is telling you that the final issue, meaning we planned one and we withdraw one. Okay, that's one. Two, you need to know that you can also do withdrawal with reservation. You can also do withdrawal with the work order number as a reference. Three, again, you need to know that or you want to see all the documents generated on your work order. This is a document flow. And you see this is purchase requisition, this is purchase order, this is um, goods issue, the goods issue document that was done with reference to the work order. So it means if you go to the MB51, one of the documents that is generated here is the one we are seeing there. This 9010. 9010 that was done using movement type 261. This is planned withdrawal. And only planned withdrawal will link the work order. Where is our work order? So 9010, you see? That's the document number that was generated during that planned withdrawal. But unplanned withdrawal has no relationship with this work order. So you won't see the document number here. All right. It will be in the system, but it does not have direct relationship with your work because it wasn't planned in this work order. Then for the non-stock, you will see the PR that was generated, the PO, and eventually the goods receipt that was done on that material.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Yeah. Then another thing is the cost. Another thing I explained, because all these things I'm explaining, these are some of the small things that somebody can ask you. You don't know how, when, but somebody can just ask you to test you. So your actual cost will only be posted when there is a withdrawal on your work order. If there's no withdrawal, let me see the other work orders if they have like this third one, if it has material. Okay, so this material, are they withdrawn? Let's see. So you can see actual cost here is 0. But the moment I post one withdrawal, if I post one withdrawal on this material, the actual cost will be posted because this signals consumption. Somebody can ask, at what point do you consider your material consumed? At the time it's issued with reference to that work order. So these are the things you need to know. And again, you need to know that there's a cost center responsible for collecting the cost from the finance point of view. So the integration point between plant maintenance and finance is this cost center object. Is the integration point. So finance people are able to know that maintenance people are consuming this kind of cost because there is a cost center in the work order. And cost center, so they will just run their report on their side and they will see how you are spending money. Okay, so basically those are just the things we should take note of at this stage. Else, the bulk of the job at this stage is just physical repair, replacement, physical intervention. But from system point of view, it's withdrawal. So in the absence of any other question, we can call it a day. And next time, we'll be talking about completion, all the processes of completing a work order. And then we'll be done with corrective maintenance. I'll be ready to start preventive maintenance. So in all of this, we are making progress. So let's keep it up. Thanks and have a good night rest. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Paul.
Sleeping? Where is he? Okay. Ah, dad. Ah, dad, little one.